Hey Investor, this is Johnny MS, and I've had multiple sclerosis for 8 years. I really miss being outdoors, so I'm going to tell you all the things that I really miss and how I'm going to try to address some of those things this year. So stick around if you're interested in hearing about it. So really, I want to talk about when I grew up. I'm 42 now. I've had MS for about 8 years, and I grew up outdoors. I grew up in a suburb, but every weekend we would go out to our land that was about 80 acres. So I was shooting a BB gun at probably 6 to 8 in that range. I got a shotgun when I was 10, 8 maybe. And I've been hunting ever since that time. So I really miss being outdoors. And a lot of outdoors is not the shooting guns part. A lot of outdoors is just nature. Man, it's so nice to be outdoors, no pollution, just you and the trees. So what I want to get across in this video is that I just really miss being outdoors. I love camping, I love hunting, I love fishing, I'm a North Texas boy, so for me, that's normal to be outdoors in Texas. So I want to figure out how I can get back to doing some of that stuff because my walking, my heat issues are giving me a really hard time with that. So I want to share ideas that I have that I'm hoping to do this fall. Right now it's the summer in Texas, and yeah, it's 105 outside, maybe 100, and it's so hot. I can't be outside for more than maybe going to get the mail and back, because as soon as my core gets hot, I start limping a ton. My balance gets a little weird. I need to figure out a way to get outdoors, and I think the best way to get outdoors for me will be in the fall and in the winter. Even the fall here, sometimes it's still decently hot, let's say 80s, upper 80s, all the way until like Thanksgiving. So it's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So when it cools down, not if, obviously, when it cools down, I'm planning on getting outdoors. Camping will probably be where I start. I'm gonna try to go outdoors, put up a tent, see what I can do. I don't know. I used to enjoy putting up a tent, being around a campfire when it's cold outside, maybe having some coffee first thing in the morning, making breakfast in the mornings. There's just something about being outdoors. It's so peaceful, just trees and grass and all kinds of stuff everywhere. So I'm really hoping that I can do that again. I have all the equipment. I mean, I have a good amount of equipment that I invested in early on, and it's just sitting there. I mean, I have really good stuff and it's just there. It's not being used. So it's like, I want to start getting back doing that. My MS is only going to get worse. We're not expecting it to get better. Like, it's not like I'm going to be able to walk better in the future. And if we do, that's awesome. But I'm not going to plan for that. I'm one of those people that tries to plan in advance for anything that could happen. I'm kind of a prepper at heart, a little bit. So maybe that's another thing too. So, and by prepper, it's not one of those extreme prepper bunker. I have about a month's worth of food, water. I have a generator, things like that. So nothing big, but about a month, which in these times, I think everybody going through the pandemic understands the value of it. So we'll see. So I'm trying to get outdoors. I think I'm gonna start by camping. I think I'm gonna start, fishing isn't very good in the winter, but we'll see. And winters in Texas aren't like Minnesota winters. They're maybe the 40s, the 30s. So I don't think, Fahrenheit I mean. So I don't think there's like some big variance, but putting on a warm coat and some warm long johns and being outdoors, I love that kind of stuff. And luckily, the cold weather doesn't really impact me. So I'm hoping that's where I can get to in the near future. Maybe it's fishing. I need to do a little research on maybe where I can go fishing in the winter. I don't know if that's a thing in Texas, but hunting for sure. we own hunting land, deer land, where there's all kinds of wildlife, and we have a little cabin house with satellite. It's not really camping. It's more like glamping, kind of, but it's glunting, I guess you want to call that, a glamorous hunting. We have a satellite, I have beds, we have 2 full bathrooms, so it's heater, you know, so it's central heating. So it's not like it's like a house, a real house, not really fancy, but out in the woods. So we're planning on doing that soon. Obviously I'm laid off right now, so it's like, we'll see if I can get away. I usually like to go hunting maybe a week before Christmas or so. It's just an idea, but I would love to do that again. Luckily, we own a UTV, a utility. Can't remember what UTV stands for. It's basically, some people call them mules. It's basically a 4-wheeler, but with a truck bed looking thing. Anyways, so we have one of those. So luckily, my dad, my uncles will be able to drive that and drop me off at the deer blinds or whatever. For me, it's not about the killing. It's about if I do kill, it's because I want the meat. I eat meat. I like meat. I like deer meat. So I'm hoping I can do that again. We'll see. My dad, who builds all of our blinds, he's kind of a construction guy, and he built a deer blind for me at the floor, so I don't have to climb up some 15-foot ladder up to a deer blind, because he doesn't want that for me for obvious reasons of balance and other things. So he wants something easy for me to hunt, and he built one on the floor. So I'm hoping to use that. He built it. I haven't used it yet, but it's ready for when I want it. So I'm gonna try to do that. Hunting, I already talked about that. Camping, fishing, anything I can do outdoors. I'm an early duck hunter also, but duck hunting is a lot more work. I don't think I'll probably ever be able to get back to duck hunting, because with duck hunting, yes, you have to dress warm and all that, but there's a lot of, I'll call it walking in the mud, and that's like my nemesis. I can't walk in the mud because of my balance, just all kinds of things. So I don't think I'm gonna be duck hunting anytime soon. Dove hunting, I love dove hunting. You just have to sit around a cornfield or so and just wait for the dove and shoot them as they come. I love dove meat and quail meat. But the thing is though, dove hunting is in September, and it's still a little bit hot outside in Texas at least. So I'm not expecting that to change anytime soon. I don't think I'm gonna get back to dove hunting, but that'll be one of the last things I try. First camping, then deer hunting, things like that in the winter. And there's camping in the winter too, so I'm all about that. I've done that once in a hammock. It was so awesome. Wool blanket, just really good hammock where I can kind of lay down, not like a hammock, like a normal flat bed. So I'm gonna try that again soon, and we'll see where that goes. I just really hope I can figure out a way to get back to my life. And that's really what MS is about. It's, yeah, we're gonna have issues, conflicts, obstacles that we need to figure out the best way to solve. For example, my wife just bought me it looks like a Yeti, like a Yeti cup that we've all seen, but it has like a fan on it. So what you do is you put ice in the Yeti cup, and on the top it has like a little fan. So the ice cools the air, and the fan blows the cool air on you. So I'm expecting to use that every time. Maybe we're outdoors, maybe on some chairs. We have a lot of neighborhood events, and I would expect to use it at something like that. Like when we walk down the street, maybe a block. And I usually get hot in Texas, so by the time I'm walking back, I limp really bad. So I'm hoping that maybe this little new Yeti fan thing helps keep my core a little cool so I'm not limping as bad. I'm still expecting to limp. That's just a fact of life. But I'm hoping it's a little better. So we'll see where it goes. I'm trying to think of any other things that I'm gonna try to fix in the near future. I think this year is all about getting outdoors more, and I'm constantly going to try to get outdoors. I've even thought about buying a four-wheeler, like an ATV, to be outdoors more. Maybe that would be something I could always use when I'm outdoors. I don't know yet. There's a lot of little things I've been thinking about. For us, it's all about figuring out how we can get back to do the things that we used to do. I used to love being outdoors. So I want to get back to outdoors. All right, hit the like button, and I hope to see you back here soon. Thank you.